Okay, so a lot of people have asked me in class recently about cold wax. So I figured I'm working in the studio on a commission, and I thought I'd just kind of show you a couple of things about the process, what's involved with cold wax. That way you can decide whether you want to explore it before you go out and buy a bunch of materials. So first thing that I do is I buy these panels. This one's a 24 by 24. Okay, so I have a first layer of gesso down here on this panel, and wanted to point out that if you want your sides to remain pure white or pure wood, use artist tape just to keep the sides protected, because it can get pretty messy otherwise. So I've got a first layer of gesso down. I'll probably build it up with about 3 to 4 layers. I've noticed with cold wax, or any painting really, that if you have the raw boards, it takes about 4 layers of gesso to get a nice base. And we've been playing around in classes recently with using black gesso and gray gessos, but I think for the purpose of cold wax, especially when you're starting out, just to use a white gesso is going to be best. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to get another layer or 2 down tonight, and I'll move over to the next panel that I'm working on, and I'll start showing you how to use cold wax. So you want to make sure, I have about 4 or 5 layers of gesso on this one, so you just want to make sure you sand it down so it's relatively smooth. Okay. So I'm going to start by using these fabulous R&F pigment sticks. They're pure pigment and they work really well. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to use some of this, and I'm going to open up my cold wax here. So this is what these are big sizes and big quantities. You don't need all of this to start, but I'm doing a big piece right now, so I've got the big stuff. So this is what it is, Gamblin cold wax, and it's just a wax medium. So I've got a couple of lines down, and this is the fun part. You don't know where you're going, and I take a little bit of cold wax on my gloved finger, and I just move it around a little bit. Okay. This is a little more challenging to show you because I'm trying to film this with one hand. So what you'll need is your palette, palette paper, a pretty big size one if possible. Let me get some of this, clear this out of the way. I'm going to start my base with yellow. So I need an oil color. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to need a lot of it because I'm working with a big surface, and I put that aside. I'm going to dig into my medium here, put it down here, mix. I wouldn't say a half and half ratio, especially as I'm starting off and I want it to be a pretty vibrant color. So I'm just going to use more wax than I'm going to use oil. So then you're going to use the sprayer. So these are Speedball soft brayers, rubber brayers. And this is your painting instrument. So you're going to roll it out so that it's full of paint. Okay, we'll see how this works. Okay, so I've got my brayer full of paint and I'm just going to roll it on. I'm not sure where I'm going yet. I'm just going to roll it on. Step over here and get more paint. Usually with a big service, you're working with a bigger brayer than this little guy, but my brayers are a little bit damaged from overuse, so I've just got this to work with for now. So we're just rolling it on. You can see how translucent it is, and even with this pigment stick in the background, you can already see that as I layer this cold wax on top of it, you can see the first layer below. And then I'm going to use this. This is a thing that you buy on Amazon, I believe it is, and it's for scooping out kitchen stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to pull the paint around. And then I'll just keep working it up layer by layer. I've got a lot of this particular yellow, so I'm going to change up my yellows now. So I'm ready to put a new layer on. This is wet on wet, so the only thing that I've done since I left off was to mix some new colors. So I've got this beautiful phthalo blue. I'm not really sure how it's going to react. What I'm probably thinking it's going to do is just give me a nice yellow-green. We'll see. We'll see what it does. Okay, that's a little darker than I wanted. So I'm going to take some of it off. That's interesting. I'm gonna mix it in. See, I'm pressing pretty hard. Okay, that's not the green I wanted, so I'm going to mix this green with some of my yellow. And blue. Okay, time to change the color of the paint. This is not what I was looking for, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. There are going to be so many layers on top of this thing that these base layers, it's a free-for-all.